up, Shay Base? It's your girl, Simply Shay. You guys already know what we're here for, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Alright guys, so you all know I say all the time how I want to remain transparent with you guys and just kind of open about my life and the things that I experienced and have experienced. And so that's kind of what this video is. This is just my moment to be transparent, be real with you guys, just about something that I experienced over the weekend and kind of learned. So it'll be a little bit of a different style video, I guess. So I probably for the past 2 months have been in a realm of just like praise and worship like every day. That's just like been a part of, it's been engulfed into part of my everyday routine, you know, waking up and playing my praise and worship music, and you know, going to bed playing my praise and worship music, making sure I'm getting in my prayer closet and praying, and just making sure that I'm spending time with God. And I have seen such amazing results from it, such amazing, just feeling amazing, feeling more empowered, feeling, you know, more full and fed. And one thing that happens sometimes is we get so comfortable in the presence of God. We get so comfortable in that feeling of being untouchable, I guess. That's kind of how I feel sometimes when I get to a just fullness of God. I feel a little untouchable, that we forget that we still have an enemy that is fighting for our souls, that is fighting for our lives. And so this is kind of what I want to talk to you guys about. I had that moment this past weekend where, you know, it was kind of like the coming down from the high, and I was just kind of like, oh my gosh, like what's going on? Like what's going on? And it kind of started from Monday and just led in through just at work, dealing with different customers, people cursing you out for no good reason, being rude for no good reason, and saying this and doing, you know, just being tired, mentally tired, physically tired. It kind of just all hit me out of nowhere. And so finally on Saturday, I'm just like, I had enough. You know, I've had enough. I'm sick of this. I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Lord, like we've been good. I've been in a good place. I've been praying to you, talking to you, you know, doing my praise and worship. What's going on? And I text one of my friends and I was like, hey, is it okay if we cry together? And I knew that I could text her simply because I know that there wasn't going to be any judgment. There wasn't going to like, she was going to say yes immediately, and she did. Yeah, you know, come on. What are we crying for? You know, and I'm just like, oh, I'll talk to you about it when, you know, I get to your house. And just to have that moment, literally, I packed a bag, I put candy, popcorn, you know, Hot Pockets, just all junk stuff, you know, put my pajamas on, my bonnet, and I went over to her house and we sat in the bed and we talked and we cried, and I probably did most of the crying, but still, you know, just had to have that opportunity. I just had to have that moment to be human. I had to have that moment to just release all of the frustration, all of, you know, just everything that I was feeling that I couldn't necessarily express, or that I didn't really feel like I could express, didn't really want to express, didn't really want to let go of, or, you know, vent about. And literally right after, I was just like, well, I feel better now. We spent the rest of the night watching movies. And so I know you guys are probably thinking, Shaylon, why are you telling me all this? The point is, in our walk with Christ, in our everyday life, sometimes we get so caught up in the formalities. We get so caught up in the, okay, God, I'm just going to make sure that I'm praying to you. Okay, God, yeah, I'm going to stay in a realm of worship and, you know, listen to my praise and worship music, but not take the opportunity to be human. Not take the opportunity to say, okay, God, yes, in my prayer time, this is what I need for you to do. Okay, God, yes, in my prayer time, this is how I'm feeling. Okay, God, yes, you know, I have to be real about my emotions too. That's what we forget. We forget about the emotions behind it. We get caught up in the motion, but forget the emotion. Sounded so weird. But we do. We get so caught up in, God, I'm praying to you, and God, I need you. God, I love you, I exalt you, I praise you. And all of that is wonderful. God loves for us to give him praise. He loves for us to thank him. You know what I mean? That's music to his ears. But we also, in order to be able to fully give him that praise, be able to fully give him that honor, we have to deal with our emotions as well. We can't just say, God, I give it to you, and not go through it. God, I was hurt by this, but God, I give it to you. God, I know, this made me mad, but God, I give it to you. God, I'm a little stressed out, but God, I give it to you. Just saying it doesn't do anything. And God had to teach me this a while ago. Just saying, God, I give you the hurt. God, I give you the frustration and the stress and the this and the that. That's great. He loves to hear it. But you got to go through it. You got to feel it. God, I am hurt because da 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 da, and I give it to you. I let it go. God, I am stressed out because da 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 da, and I, release it to you. You have to be able to wallow in those things for a moment. For a moment. You don't wallow in it, for an extended period of time, but you have to wallow in it for a moment. I sat in my bed, in my friend's bed, and I wallowed in it for probably about 10-15 minutes. Girl, this is how I feel. Oh, God. I'm so stressed out. I'm so tired and this and that. And I let it out. But you know what, Lord? And that's how I ended it. But I know that God is great. That God, that's how it ended. That's how it ended. So you have to wallow in it sometimes. Sometimes you have to take those moments to release your tears. I always say that crying cleanses the soul. Crying, releasing it out to God. Crying out to him. And it doesn't always have to be physical tears, but for me, it's physical tears. It's a release, man. It's a sign to God that you're saying, Lord, I need you. This is me releasing this to you. This is me saying, God, I can't do this on my own. God, I need you to help me through this. God, I need you to do this. God, I need you to help me. You know what I mean? It's God's sign, God's way of knowing that you need him, that you aren't strong enough to do it. It's even your way of relinquishing the control that we try to have as humans. That's something that we just, especially as Christians, just don't like to let go of. We don't like to let go of control. We don't like to feel out of control. Ooh, I got to be in control of my life. I got to be in control of this. Ooh, I got to be able to do this. But when you say yes to God, you're saying yes to his desire, not yours. You're saying yes to his will, not yours. If you're really serious about it, if you're really real about it, if you're really saying yes, you're saying yes to him. God, it don't matter what it is. It don't matter how hard it is. It doesn't matter how it may make me feel. It doesn't matter if I may not understand it. God, I say yes. God, I'll go. God, I'll move. God, I'll do. God, I'll speak. Okay, God. I'm a little frustrated right now. God, you told me, that I needed to go through this door, and it's a little hot in here. It's too many people around me. I'm a little aggravated. Lord, I'm tired. Ain't got no food up in here. I hate going places that have me there for a long time and don't feed me. I am not a happy Shaylon when I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? God, I'm hungry. Listen, they ain't got no food up in here. God, they ain't got no water. God, what is this music that they listening to? But he's saying, I told you to endure. I told you to go through it. You see that door at the other end? That's what you need to get to. So you need to keep walking. Ignore the fact that you're hungry. You know what I'm saying? Don't worry about that stuff. Go ahead, release it to me. God, I'm hungry. All right, now let's keep going. God, I'm frustrated. All right, come on, let's keep going. You know what I mean? You have those moments where you release it. God. All right, come on, let's keep going. Jesus. All right, come on, let's keep going. You have to be able to have those moments, but get back up and keep going. Just because I had a moment where, I'm just like, okay, I need to cry. I need to do this. I just need someone that's going to listen right now. I just need, someone to talk to. Didn't mean that I stopped having faith in God. It didn't mean that I stopped believing that he could do it. Didn't mean that I stopped believing all the things that he promised me. It didn't mean any of that. It just meant that right now I need a release. Right now the human in me is frustrated and tired. Right now, the flesh in me is frustrated and tired. So I need to release this before I do something, say something, act on something that is my flesh and not my spirit man. And that's just all I want you guys to understand, is that we have to be able to stop holding ourselves in. Stop holding our emotions in. It is okay to cry. It's okay to be angry sometimes. It's okay, to feel down sometimes, to be sad sometimes, to have moments where you just have to cry. It's okay to have moments where you have to say, hey, right now I need a friend. That was me on Saturday. Hey, right now I need a friend. Listen, I need somebody that's just going to listen, that's not going to judge me, that's just going to let me say what I need to say, because I'm that friend to everybody. I'm that person to everybody. I'm the strong one to everybody. Lord, right now I just need a moment. Friend, right now I just need a moment. I just need to be able to cry, to scream, to whatever it is that I need to do, just to let it out. Whatever it is I need to do, I need to be able to do it right now, just to let it out. And I want you all to get to that place where you know that that's okay. Where you know that it is okay to be human. That it's okay to be human. We strive for perfection in God, not in ourselves. If we were perfect already, we wouldn't need God. If we had it all together, we wouldn't need him. If we had it all together, he wouldn't be made strong in our weakness, because we'd never be weak. Take your weak moments. Take those moments. If you are tired, if you're frustrated, if you're angry, say it. Even if it's to no one but yourself. Even if there are times where I just got to sit in my prayer closet and I'm just like, God, Lord, this is how I'm feeling. This has made me upset. Lord, this hurt my feelings. This has made me feel this way. God, I'm stressed out. Boo crying, or, like whatever it is that I have to do to release it. But once I release it, I leave it at his feet. Once I release it, I don't hold on to the resentment, because that's where the sin comes in. You know what I mean? When people say don't, be resentful, don't, that all of those things lead to you, falling for flesh. It's when you hold on to those things. It's when you hold on to the sadness, to the unforgiveness, to the resentment, to the rage, to the anger, to the hurt. It's when you hold on to those things that you are able to fall to sin. But what I'm saying is you have to feel it first. You let it in and you feel it. Cry about it, scream about it, burn something, not burn something, like write it on a piece of paper and burn it. Like I have this book that says burn after writing or something like that, and each page you write something down. It's a bunch of random things that it tells you, both good things and some hard things that you write down. And once you write it down, once you get it out, you're supposed to burn the piece of paper. That's what I mean. Don't go out there saying Shay told y'all to be an arsonist, because I didn't. Don't put that on me. I plead the fifth. If you gotta break things, I see a bunch of videos and things on Facebook of people writing a bunch of different things on plates and then going out and smashing the plates. Whatever you have to do to release those things. For some people, that's prayer. For some people, that's just crying out to God. I can be honest and say that works for me about 90% of the time, but there are some times where I just need to cry to somebody, or even just to myself. There are times I just sit in my bed and I just cry, and I don't even always know what I'm crying about. You know what I mean? I'm just feeling a little down, just feeling a little, low right now. God, I just need to release this to you. Lord, whatever it is, wherever it's coming from, I just need to release it to you. I sit in my closet. God, whatever it is, you know what I mean? I just need to release it to you. I call a friend. Hey, listen, I know I'm always there for you, but right now I need you to be there for me. That's why it's so important to pick your friends. It's so important to make sure that you consult God before not only, relationships. I talk about it in relationships all the time, but even in friendships and who you allow to be connected to you. It's important to consult God about those things. To be able to say, all right, God, is this person really, for me? Is this person someone that I can not only pray for, but that can pray for me? You have to make those connections and know and understand that it's okay to be human. God created you to be human. God didn't create you to be perfect. He didn't create you to have it all together. Jesus wouldn't have died on the cross if he created you to have it all together. So I just wanted to give you guys this words of encouragement. I hope that it helped you all. Listen, if you're feeling down this week, if you're feeling, a little under, where you normally are. That was me last week. I was just like, dang, how I go from being super high to now I'm feeling kind of low. It happens. We're human. It's okay. Figure out what it is. If you got to talk it out to somebody, if you got to just talk it out to God and yourself, do that. Cry about it. Yell about it. Do whatever you have to do to release it, because the longer that you hold on to it, the more ammunition you give the enemy to use against you. The more you give the enemy the opportunity to turn that loneliness into fornication or into lust or any, you know what I mean? You allow that sadness to turn into depression. You allow the resentment to turn into unforgiveness. The more that you hold on to those small emotions, the bigger they get, and they begin to fester, and they begin to turn into more things that will lead you down a path that I don't want to say can't come from, but that's going to be harder for you to come from when you could have just dealt with the emotions then. So deal with you guys' emotions. It's okay to be emotional. It's okay. As long as you aren't governed by your emotions. It's one thing to be emotional, to be able to say, okay, hey, this is how I'm feeling. I am in touch with my feelings. I know and understand that, this is how I feel right now. I'm sad right now, that I have to make sure that I have a recharge. For me, I can be a very emotional person sometimes. I can be. It is what it is. Like, I can't, whatever. It is what it is. Sometimes certain little things can make me just be like, God dang, what's going on? But I know and acknowledge that about myself. I know and acknowledge the things that trigger it. I know and acknowledge when it's happening that, okay, hey, Shay, you're being a little emotional. We need to bring it back. Let's rein it in. Let's figure out what's making you feel this way. I know how to be able to talk myself out of that. Hey, Shay, are you feeling this way because you're hungry? Are you feeling this way because of this? Are you feeling this way? Okay, let's pinpoint what's making... I know how to be able to talk myself down. You have to get to that place where you aren't governed by your emotions. You have to be able to get to a place where you're able to feel your emotions and then release them. So, I love you guys. Again, I hope that this helped you guys. I hope that it gave you a little something just to know that you aren't by yourself when you have down moments, that it's okay to not always be put together and, have it all together and be up all the time, because sometimes God has to remind us, hey, listen, you still need me. Hey, you still need me. Don't get too big-headed. He has to send us those reminders. So anytime you're feeling down or low, take it as a reminder of God saying, hey, I'm still here. Figure out what it is that's making you feel that way and release it to him. I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a great, 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 great rest of your week. Remember, continue to glow and grow. Bye.